Alright, in this video we're gonna recreate a boss fight in Elden Ring with Unity, but we're gonna add some Web3 elements to it using Moralis. For example, the loot that the boss will drop will become blockchain tokens, specifically ERC-721 for items and ERC-20 for experience points. But to see that, we will actually have to kill the boss. I created a fairly simple AI, so it should be more or less easy. After defeating it, the items will drop. As I said, purple ones are gonna become ERC-721 after picking them up and signing the transaction. For the orange one, which is an experience rune, we will use ERC-20. So when opening the inventory, we will retrieve the on-chain information to display the items and the experience gained. By clicking on them, we will navigate to OpenSea and to Etherscan to check the runes contract. So I did all this in roughly 2 weeks thanks to the amazing Moralis Unity SDK, which allowed me to create this whole Web3 interaction in a very short time, so I could dedicate some time to my other hobbies.
What's up everyone, this is David from Barcelona and I work as a Unity content creator at Moralis. I'm also into music, bass here and drums. I enjoy cycling and practicing karate. Cheers!
So this is the structure that this video will follow. First, we're gonna check what free assets I have used for creating this project and where to find them. Second, we're gonna set up a Moralis dapp to get the credentials we need to log into Web3. Third, we're gonna explain how I created the loot system, and we're gonna see step by step how to drop game items and the runes. Fourth, we're gonna deploy 2 different smart contracts using Hardhat. After that, we're gonna mint the items as ERC tokens. So the game items are gonna be ERC-721 and the runes, so the experience, will be ERC-20. And finally, we will learn how to retrieve this on-chain data that will be on the blockchain after minting, and we will get the information to populate items on the inventory and also the runes on the top left of the screen. And you will see how easy all this becomes when we use Moralis, as all the blockchain infrastructure is already taken care of, so you don't have to worry about all the complicated connections. As you will see in this video, using Moralis, you will be able to interact with that infrastructure in a very simple and efficient way. And this is thanks to the single workflow that Moralis provides. Very easy, let me explain. So, for example, when a user logs in using a crypto wallet, Moralis will establish a session and will create an identity profile based on that login information. That information is going to be stored in a real-time on-chain database that will be accessible anytime. We're going to use that for this video. This means that the user will be able to get its wallet address, token balances, etc. And very important, the database will get automatically updated if the user executes any kind of transaction. What's more, you'll be able to subscribe to events that will trigger when that happens or when any other data is getting modified. To speak to the database, you're provided with a nice API and SDKs for multiple platforms that will allow you to get all the information you need from the blockchain in a very simple way. And as GameFi developers, we are thrilled to have a specific SDK for Unity that will let us focus on developing the game itself, reducing the global development time by 80 to 90%. And that not only applies to Unity, because Moralis is cross-platform, so you can benefit from that on multiple other platforms. It is also cross-chain, so you don't have to worry about bridging between chains, and that, being in the Web3 crypto space, is huge. And finally, we have good news, guys, because now you can learn how to build your own real-life Web3 projects, not alone, but with community. So if you sign up here in moralis.io projects, you will face weekly challenges and you will be able to connect with Web3 veterans that will help you on the way. What's more, you can even earn NFT rewards while doing so. So go there, register, and start your Web3 journey. All right, so I want to start by giving credit to all the free assets that I've used for this project. So we start by Mixamo. I have used these animations and this character right here. So take a look at this video if you want to know how to use Mixamo and Unity. And for the free assets in the Unity Asset Store, I have used all these amazing assets that you will find also in the link in the description below. All right, so before starting, make sure you have the project downloaded. So go to GitHub, you will find the link in the video description. Click here on code, then download zip. You will download the whole project as a zip file. But if you want, you can also clone the repository with any Git platform. So if you have downloaded the project, open it with Unity. I'm using this version right here. And the first thing you will find is this Moralis Web3 setup panel. So we need to fill this URL and ID. So what we need to do is go to the web browser. And here on moralis.io, click on login. Sign up if you don't have an account. I already have one, so I'm gonna authenticate. And here, create a new server, testnet server. I'm gonna call this Elden Ring dapp. I'm gonna select my region. And I'm gonna select Mumbai, okay? Because we're gonna deploy the smart contracts to Mumbai. We're gonna select the testnet of Polygon here. Add instance. And now view details. Here we have the server URL. Let's copy this. Open this. If it has closed, it's under Windows Moralis Web3 Unity SDK. Open Web3 setup. So paste it here. Go back there in the admin panel and copy the application ID and paste it here. And that's it. Hitting on done, we have the Moralis server or dapp setup. Alright, so just as a disclaimer, I want to say that this video could go hours long if we go deep into all the gameplay functionalities like the combat system or environment setup. So we will focus exclusively on the Web3 implementation part. But as you have complete access to the project, you can dig into that yourself. Alright, so if you are not still in this game scene, go to Project, Scenes, and Game. This is the only scene of this project, and it's where all happens. So before going into the topic of this part, which is the loot system, let me say that you can watch this video of my colleague Sam in order to know how the authentication to Web3 and Moralis works through the authentication kit right here. But what you need to know for now is that when authenticating with our wallet, this unconnected event is going to trigger and we will react to it somewhere else in the code. Although we could do all the process that we're going to do with any chain, because Moralis is cross-platform, we chose Mumbai testnet for this. So remember to have it imported to your MetaMask mobile wallet and have some faucet Matic in it. Do the same for your MetaMask browser wallet, as we will use both for this project. You can check the link in the video description to the blog that shows how to do that. So let's actually try this and hit on play. Have your MetaMask ready. And okay, so you can log out by pressing M. All right, so press M, then you can go to disconnect and you can connect again. Yeah, so always do that if something is not working properly, just disconnect and connect again. So now scan the code, connecting, sign, and perfect, you're connected. So now you're going to see errors here because we don't have configured the smart contracts and everything, but no worries for that. So this is working. Imagine the magic of Moralis, just setting up the server like this, and we're logged in. So let's stop this and let's see who listens to the authentication kit. And as always, game manager. So for this game manager, you'll see that I used, let's open it. You'll see that I used this state machine inheriting for this from this, and this is for it's a free asset. Let's go here on assets, and on third party, this pixel placement, it's Surge. This is like there's a lot of tools for this to develop games, and it's very, very nice. It's a very nice asset. I totally recommend it. And basically, it implements a state machine, and this is very, very useful. So Game Manager is the state machine, and these are all states which the game is going through. So, for example, let's play again this. I think this is important before starting, okay? To go to the loot system. So as you can see, we have passed through the authentication and now we are exploring. So if I open the menu with M, the menu is activating. Then if I reach to the boss who's getting angry, I'm combating, okay? So if I go back, I'm again exploring. Then when we kill the boss, victory state will activate, and then when we pick up an item or a rune, as you can see, these two are gonna also activate. Or if I get killed, this defeat state is gonna activate. So as you can see, all these are also states. So let's open one of these ones, for example. So these are the states, not the state machine, right? The state machine is going to be the game manager. And here you have all the states here. So it's super simple because then you can add code to any of these state which can be specific of what is happening at that moment. And that is super, super useful and nice. So yeah, let's hit stop. But again, hit on play because I want to show you the victory state, which is the one that interests us in this topic, in the looting system. So let's kill the boss. I'm gonna try to kill the boss. Oh. I know your moves. I know your moves, man. Oh. Okay. So, yeah, something's failing right now because we don't have completed the tutorial. We have to fill things here. But what I want to show you is that victory state is now activated. And as you can see, here some runes have dropped. So we are in the good state. So let's stop this. And let's see what happens here in the victory state. So the way, yeah, let me show you the way, how does it change the state from state? Okay, so if I go, for example, let me go to the combating state. Here at some point, as you see, using this change state, which is a function from the state machine, we can go through states just by doing this. So anytime you want to change a state for whatever reason, you just do change a state, and you can change from one another. So this is very good. So go back to the topic. Let's go to victory. We went from combating here, and let's see what we do here. Okay, so we want to populate items. Okay, so we have these items on the database in Moralis. So we go to this function right here. What we do is getting these items in the database with these super simple methods that Moralis provides. We're basically creating a query, And we have this database item set right here. Oh, I have it in the game manager. So I have this Moralis object, which is the data of the, well, which is an object that I will be filling from the database object. So what we need to do first, okay, we're gonna set some items in the database, and as seen here in the victory state, sorry, here, we're gonna populate them. Okay, we're gonna populate them to the Unity game. So just go to the web browser, and here on the Moralis admin panel, click on the arrow and go to dashboard from the server that we created. And here, what we want to do is create another class. Okay, we want to create a class the same name as you have imagined, right? Of this one, of this Moralis object right here. So we're gonna call this new class database item. Let's go to the web browser again and click on, we're gonna create a new custom class. We're gonna name it database item. And we're gonna add one column, okay? One column, which will be the metadata. It's a string, so that's good. We added this metadata column because here is what we will expect. So let's actually add some metadata. Well, some new item, right? Let's add an item and add metadata to it. So add a row, and to have this metadata, this basically is going to be the NFT metadata, okay? So I have a video on how to upload this to, to upload metadata to Ipfs using Unity. So let's watch that and find how you can, basically you can load any image that you have on your computer from Unity and upload it to Ipfs, and you will find this metadata back. But I spare you some time, and if you go to the Unity project, and if you go to project, Ipfs, here items URLs, here I have prepared you some Ipfs metadata using that project that I tell you. So copy this and just paste it here. I'm gonna actually add all the items. The Alban helmet, and also the iron ingot. So let's go back here and add the last one. Perfect. So now that we have the items with the metadata in the database, if we go to the script, to the victory state script, we will find that basically when we start, we're gonna call populate items, and here we get these items that we just added. Then we're gonna get the metadata also, and if we find some, we will populate the game items, and we're basically instantiating a new, it's a prefab called game item, which will have the metadata of the object in the database. So if we now hit play, and we go and we kill the boss, you'll see what happens. All right, let's kill it. Okay, he's killing me. Aha, voila, look what is dropping right now. Amazing. So what basically happened, if we look here on game item, it's a prefab, which if we open it, has a sprite renderer inside and this class game item. So we're getting the IPFS metadata that holds basically an image, and we're passing it to this game item. And here with the get texture, we are getting basically the texture, and we're creating a sprite using this sprite create. So every time, if we go to victory, we first get the database items, right? And then we populate it and instantiating this new game item. So that's why we just created 3 on the database and we instantiated 3 game items. So basically the runes doesn't work like that because I kept that very simple. So if we go to the runes, we'll see that if we go here on the victory state again, and we go to rune, which is another prefab, right? It's the same, but with this changed color, but it has this rune script. And this already has all the information locally, okay? I wanted to keep that simple, so instead of having this on another metadata, we're just having this here with the amount of whatever you want. I chose 20 here, and the sprite renderer, it's also not coming from the database, it's just local. So we have, as you can see, this one here. And that's it with the loot system. Now it's going to be the time to convert these items and these runes to actual ERC-721, well, NFT, and ERC-20 token for the experience points. So these two are going to be, these two states are going to be the ones that going to take care of this. So if we open one of these scripts, these are very similar. So just open picking up item for now. We'll see that here on we're using, well, we're going to go through this deeper later, but we're using some game item contract address, game item contract ABI. So we need a contract for this, okay? So we need, for the items, we need an ERC-721 token. So we're going to use Hardhat for this. All right, so just open Visual Studio Code. And what I did here is creating an empty folder in my desktop called Hardhat Elden Ring. And I just click on File and Open Folder, and I selected it to have the folder right here. So do that and choose your own name for the folder. And no worries, because I have a cheat code for you guys. So go here in Project, Smart Contracts, and here under Instructions file, you will see, well, you will have all the commands that we're going to execute to have this, to deploy these contracts in almost no time, you'll see. So open this and see you in Visual Studio Code. So here I have the instructions, as you see, and we'll be following it. So this is going to be super simple, you'll see. We're going to start by importing Hardhat here. So open the terminal and make sure you are under your folder, okay? Paste the first command. And here we go. I'm gonna pause this for a second and wait for this to install. All right, so that's it. Let's go for the second one. We're gonna create a basic Hardhat project here, you'll see. And also here, I just have to press enter, create a basic project, also enter, enter again. And as you can see, some files have added. So the Hardhat project is a sample, let's say a basic project is created. So let's see what we need to do next. Now we need to install some dependencies that we will use. First one is going to be OpenZeppelin, because we're going to use contracts that use OpenZeppelin. So let's install it. And also going to pause this. Okay, no need to pause because it's been super fast. Then very important, we need Hardhat waffle also as a dependency. So install this one. And this one, yes, it's going to take a little bit more time. So see you guys in a second. Right, so we have waffle installed, and now we're going to also install the dependency of Etherscan, because we will auto verify the contracts. You'll see that in a second. So this one, yeah, will let us verify the contracts from here. You'll see that this will be helpful to then get the ABI. So now we have all the dependencies installed. All right, so go back to Unity, and here under smart contracts on the ERC-721, we will find the game item contract. So I will open this, copy the code, and go back to Visual Studio Code. Okay, so with the contract copied, go to contracts, rename this greeter sol, which is a sample contract that comes up with the basic Hardhat project, and rename it to game item. After this, select what's inside, delete it, and paste our contract code. Perfect. Save it, and here we have it. Okay, so let's see what the instructions say next. So here we have that under scripts, we will rename this sample script. We'll rename it to deploy game item. And then I'm going to close this for a second, for better seeing. Then we need to replace these greeter names. You see, it was from the other contract. So let's click on Control F, and we're gonna select this. It's important. We're gonna preserve the case, okay? And we're gonna search for greeter and replace it with game item. Replace all, and nice. As you can see, we have preserved the case, so that's important. So what's also important is to make sure that we're passing the correct parameter to the constructor of the contract. So here we're passing a string, but if we go to the contract, we see that already we're passing these two strings because of the ERC-721 standard. So we don't need to pass any parameter here. So I'm gonna delete this, and now we're good to go. So also what we're gonna do, if we go to instructions, we have modified the name, so that's perfect. We're gonna add this code right here. You can copy it. You can copy it until here, await, and pasting it here under the console log. And what this does, as you can see, what this does is just verifying the contract. So this is going to verify the contract on Polygonscan. But for this to work, we're going to need to tweak a little bit hardhat config.js. So save this one, go to hardhat config.js, and here on instructions, we'll see that we will need to add these requires with the dependencies that we installed. So on the config, here on the waffle, which is already there, we're going to paste this, and now we will be good to go. And also, what we'll need to do is we're going to continue with this one. We're going to modify the module exports. So copy it and go back to the config and just replace this, okay? So basically what we're doing here is matching our our Solidity version, which is 0.8.7. And here we're adding, you'll see that, some keys that we need for all this to work, to deploy to the Mumbai network and also to get verified in Etherscan, well, in Polygonscan. So here under instructions, we have this instruction here that says that we need to add these constants right on top. Well, I will add it here on top of the module exports part. And now what we'll need to do is fill these keys. So we will start with Polygonscan. Go to polygonscan.com and you will have to sign up. I already have an account, but you will have to sign up. And here under API keys, you will be able to add one. So I already have one and I'm going to copy this. So you do the same, you add one and you copy and go back to Visual Studio Code. Right, so now just paste what you copied under Polygon API key. And now we'll go for the Mumbai network URL. So in your browser, in your Moralis admin panel, go to Speedy Notes, select Polygon Network Endpoints, and copy the Mumbai RPC node URL. So copy it here and go back to Visual Studio Code. And as I said, paste it under Mumbai network URL. Now we will go for our wallet private key. So back in your web browser, open your MetaMask. And remember, you need to have some test matics. Well, you need to have the Mumbai testnet, first of all, imported, and some test funds in it. And again, if you don't know how to do that, check the video description. There's a link that says how to import Mumbai testnet and have some funds in it. So make sure you do that before continuing. And then go here to the three spots and copy, well, click on export private key. And here you will have to paste your, to type your password and you will find the private key. Never give the private key to anybody. So I'm not going to show you mine, but do that, copy the private key and go back to Visual Studio Code. And now just paste it here under private key. But again, I'm not going to show you my private key. So once that's done, save it. And as you can see here, we're using all these constant fields that we add. So go to instructions now, and it's going to be time to finally compile and then run, then deploy our contract. But before doing this, let me go to the config file because we actually don't need this require here, the Open Zeppelin require. We delete it and we leave this too because we don't need it for this file. We actually have it installed, but we don't need it here. And also go to the deploy game item.js, and we missed this. So make sure you don't have your contract name here. We need to have our contract name, which is game item. So just type game item. And also here. And now we should good to go. So go back to instructions, copy the first command, open the terminal and paste it. And we're going to clean the cache and everything before compiling. And I'm just going to type it because it's not very hard. So we're going to compile running this one. And this should be successful. Nice. So finally, we're going to deploy the contract right here. And also make sure that you have the right name here, deploy game item, which is this file right here. So in the instructions, you will find deploy your contract name, but make sure you have the right name. You're deploying while you're running this script, okay? So hit on enter and we should be good and have our contract deployed. And yes, here we have our contract deployed. So a thing I do is I normally copy the contract address, and I'm gonna go to the game item and just paste it here as a comment, so you always know where the contract is deployed. And also we can see the contract verified on Etherscan. So click here and you will go to the browser. So here we are in Polygonscan and we have the contract verified. So that's super nice. And we can also see the code. And it's a very simple code. Okay, this get item function. What we're doing is passing. Let me make this a little bit so you can check better. It's just passing a token URL, which is the metadata that we saved to IPFS and that we have in our Moralis database. And then we're basically minting this token to the message sender, which is the one who calls the wallet, who calls the function get item. So this brings to this disclaimer here, because this function is public and we don't require ownership to the message sender. This is not a production ready contract, but we do it like this because this is a tutorial. And for easiness, we just do it like this, but you can look yourself methods on how to provide security to a contract call. And also it's very simple because it's just, if you go to ERC-721 on OpenZeppelin, it's just almost a copy of this ERC-721 contract. Okay, so now what we need to do, now that is set, what we need to do is copy this and go back to Unity. And we need to call, let me make this a little bit smaller. We will need to copy the ABI under here. But first, let's just copy the address. Once in Unity, open the game manager script and paste the address here. Now for the ABI, go to Polygonscan again and go back to where it says contract ABI. Copy it, go to jasonformatter.org, paste it here, click on minify compact. We're gonna hit here and then Control F, search for quotes and click on plus and then counterbar and quotes, and we're going to replace all and then Control A to select everything, copy it and go back to Unity. And as we did with the contract address, just here on game item contract API, paste it. It's going to be long, but here we have our game item contract address and our game item contract ABI. So as you might be guessing, we also need to deploy still our rune contract and get the contract address and the ABI. So for this, go back to Visual Studio Code. So this is going to be easy and simple. We just need to create another contract and then we will deploy this contract. So I'm just going to copy, so Control C and Control B and paste, and I'm going to rename this to rune. And now go back to Unity. So now it's time for the ERC-20 contract, this rune, to be copied. So copy the contract code and go back to Visual Studio Code and replace the code that is already here with the copied one. Perfect. So this one is even simpler, as you can see. We will call this get experience, passing the amount, and we're just going to mint the token to the message sender. And again, the disclaimer about this, that this is not a production ready contract because it doesn't have an owner, let's say, safe of ownership. So that's it. Now what we need to do is we're not going to deploy, well, we're going to modify actually this script right here. So I'm going to just rename this to deploy rune. And also, I'm gonna click on Control F to find. And now what I'm gonna replace is game item. So I'm gonna also make sure this is selected. And I'm gonna replace all with rune. And we should be good to go. Nice, rune, and everything is under the rune contract. So before, make sure you save the deploy rune.js file. And now let's go to instructions, and we're gonna open the terminal. And first we're gonna clean the project. npx hardhat clean, and then npx hardhat compile. If this is successful, nice, we're gonna run this, but now we're not gonna execute the deploy game item. We're gonna execute the deploy rune.js. So copy this and paste it and execute it. Nice, we have the rune contract also deployed. So as always, I'm gonna copy the address and just paste it right here as a comment so I don't lose it. And now what you need to do is do the same as we did with the game item. Okay, go to Polygonscan and copy the contract, and then copy the ABI, formatted it, and pasted it on Game Manager. Perfect, so we have copied the contract address and the rune contract ABI, pasted under Game Manager, and this is all we need to do to deploy the smart contracts and to have Game Manager configured with its data. So as I said before, deploying the contracts, these are the two scripts that take care of the minting process. So we'll start by picking up item. So this is the one that will take care of minting the ERC-721 token, aka the game item contract. So what happens is that when this this picking up item state gets activated, we will call pickup method, passing the metadata URL that we will have. And basically what this does is calling the game item function, which is the important one, because here is where the magic happens. Here, using this Moralis execute contract function and passing the game item contract address that we just retrieved and the game item contract ABI, and then calling the get item function from inside the contract, and also passing the parameters. So here, as you can see, we're passing the metadata URL, right? The one that we have in the Moralis database. And just, estimating a gas. In this case, we leave it at 0. So it takes the default configured on the wallet. And this is where the magic happens. And now I just open picking up rune. Okay, the other one, the one that will take care of minting the ERC-20 token. And it's basically the same. When this picking up rune state gets activated, we call pickup rune, in this case, passing the amount. This is an integer. And pickup rune basically calls get experience, which is the important one, because this one again is what the one that does the magic. In this case, we're passing as a parameter the amount value that we want, which is an integer, and we need to do this conversion here. It's important. And in this case, we're passing the rune contract address and the rune contract ABI, and we're calling the get experience function. So yeah, that's it. That's how Moralis works, and that's how easy it is. You see, right? Moralis.execute contract function to call a contract. So what's better than just try this? So hit on play and scan the QR code with your wallet. First, click on connect, of course, and then scan the code. Confirm the transaction on your wallet, sign the message, and now I'm going to kill the boss. So I'm going to pause this, but kill the boss, you two, and some items will get spawned. Okay, so we're killing this guy. And here we have the items dropped. And we're gonna pick up, for example, the Elven helmet. Pressing P, a message will pop up in MetaMask. We will confirm, and we just picked up the item. And also we will pick up the rune, which has 20 experience points. So let's pick it up. Another message pops up in MetaMask wallet, and I'm confirming. And here we have all the items picked up. And now if I open the menu, I will see them on the inventory, and also I will see the runes on the top left of the screen. And nice, here we have it. Have the Elven helmet that I just picked up, and here my 20 points as rune experience points. So how do we get this on-chain data is what we're gonna see in this part of the video. So let's go, let's stop this. And here on the game manager, on the states, menu state is the one that will take care of this. So let's open this script. So when the state is activated here on enable, we're basically gonna get the token balances, okay, from our wallet address, and this is the current chain where we deployed the contract, which in this case is Mumbai. And if we get some the list of some tokens, we're gonna make sure that the one with the token address that is equal to our rune contract address, right? The one that we deployed. If we find this comparison is true, we're gonna get the rune amount, okay? This 20 that we saw there, just doing token.balance. So as you can see, this is how easy it is with Moralis to get this on-chain data. So here we're getting the ERC-20 data using the rune contract address. And for the items, here we load all the items that we loot using the inventory class and this function right here, load items, passing also our wallet address. And here, of course, we're passing the game item contract address. So go to load items. And what we do here, as you've seen in other of my videos, we use this also very nice function, get NFTs for contract, passing our wallet address here and the contract address and the contract chain. And we proceed if we find some NFT. And here we get the metadata. And for example, here we have found one, right? Because we just got the Elven helmet. So we're gonna populate the player item, which in this case will be just one. And we're gonna instantiate a new inventory item, which is a prefab. And we're gonna initialize it, passing the token ID that we got and the metadata. So it can, let's actually see what inventory item does. Let's do this a little bit bigger. And with the initialization method, using the metadata object that we got from the on-chain data, we're gonna use the part of the image URL of this metadata object to basically get the texture. And this is a Unity web request that uses this get texture, passing the image URL. And then we're gonna, when this is successful, we're gonna create a sprite that's gonna be the icon that we see. And also what we can do is that when we click on the item, we will navigate to OpenSea. So in order to illustrate this more graphically, what you can do is go to, when you have this on play with the menu open, you can go to scene and you can click here on menu, right? With this 2D activated, and you will see the UI. So if you click here, now you're not in the game, you're just seeing the scene. Let's hit clicking and you will finally go to the item. As you can see, this is the inventory item that we just populated. And if you go here, you'll see that this is the function that we use to navigate to OpenSea, right? In the inventory class. And also, what you can see is that if you click here on the rune, we have this rune with the amount that we just filled, but also this rune has this function right here on menu, which is view rune contract, which does almost the same as the OpenSea one, but this one navigates to Polygon Mumbai or Polygonscan. So yeah, if we go back to game and we click here and we click here, we're gonna see it on the browser. And here we can see our Elven helmet just minted on OpenSea, and also our rune contract on Polygonscan. Nice. All right, guys, so this is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please drop a comment and also a like, and let me know what you would like me to do next for the next project. And also remember that you can also drop me a comment on the forum link that you see on the video description, and I'll try to read it and answer you guys if you have any kind of problem. All right, so yeah, see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.